timber that's born. Our love gives me warmth and shelter. Sounds like music and it smells so sweet. Grace and beauty are the constant beat. Horses around me and I feel like I'm home. 'Cause I'm wild about barns. 'Cause I'm wild about barns. 'Cause I'm wild about barns. Wild about barns.
At the Rocky River crossing. Double log. Out of the brush wedge. And she gets the corner. Well done there. Good paddle to the neck.
Three-day eventing horses are the triathletes of the equestrian sports world. Every April, top contenders from around the country gather at the Fork to test their skills at dressage, show jumping, and cross-country events.
Into the back turn now. 8, 9, and 10 ahead for Jessica Phoenix and Abby Dia.
So what was it about the property that sold you?
Water on both sides, limited access with one road, one gate, and I had the only key.
In the heart of North Carolina, the confluence of two rivers creates a fork that has been a local landmark since Revolutionary times. Once a stagecoach stop and way station for weary travelers, the Fork now offers another kind of sanctuary.
1999, December 28th, I acquired the property. It started a journey of a piece of canvas. There was nothing here, and the idea was to focus on outdoor activities, equine, canine, the shooting sports, children's education, and conservation. All that you see down here, all these trees are planted. I put 70,000 additional hardwood trees on the rivers because in the colonial days, the river was your boundary and the thread of the river was your property line. And all these little pieces of clumps of woods were put here for a reason, for wildlife to nest and rest. And these ditches and this road here we uncovered working on the land. This was undoubtedly an old logging road, so we converted it to a horse trail road. And I enjoy taking a trail ride in the tack and watching the horse react to 20 deer on down the road or a snake crossing the road, and you can't even see it, but you can feel the horse. If you listen to the animal, you learn a lot more than trying to do everything yourself.
This beautiful farm will be here forever for all people to enjoy. Among the pastures, woods, and rolling hills of the Fork, he poured his experience into building a unique facility that would encompass all his interests. The centerpiece is a luxurious barn that brings to mind the great stables of Europe.
And since we live quasi in the South, heat is a major issue. And the big horses that we had in Irish Trap, I created a larger stall, and I created doors on both sides of the stall for ventilation, but not only ventilation, but then fire. Fire is the worst thing you can think about a barn. So the outside doors were to exit in case of emergency, but also for ventilation. And then sitting the barn on a piece of property, you need to check your prevailing breezes because the Coanda effect at the top of this barn creates a suction and pulls the air in through the doors at the lower level. And that process keeps it about 10 to 15 degrees cooler. The other thing was to have the barn as a social gathering place. There's nothing greater than the end of the day of riding, tack your horse down, groom it a little bit, put it in a box, and then have a wee dram of whiskey. And then if it's a little later, you finish some cheese out. Next thing is another wee dram of whiskey. And then next thing you're preparing supper. So if you go to the great barns around the world, you will find that horse barns are a social gathering place and have kitchens in them.
If the Fork is a setting fit for royalty, then the crown jewel is the 3-day international horse trials hosted every spring.
Believe me, it takes all year to plan for that event. You know, it's the first week in April every year, and the second week in April, I'm planning for the next one. So it's a huge undertaking. We have thousands of people, 400 horses on property.
The first event is dressage. The second is show jumping.
And then finally, I think most people's favorite phase would be the cross country. You know, that's the natural obstacles, logs, water. That's really, I think, what people come out to see in this sport.
The Olympic riders come and bring students. The high-performance riders that are not necessarily made the Olympic team come and bring students. And then there's the young riders, which is the weekend warrior. Mother and dad bring their daughter or their son to ride. So we get a combination of all that in our washing machine, so to speak, during the week of the horse event.
There are a lot of horses that are great dressage horses. There are a lot of horses that are great show jumping horses, but very few that can cross all three of those disciplines. And so,
incredible.
You know, these really are incredible athletes.
So what's the best kind of horse for a 3-day adventure?
I think that the partnership is much more important than the breed. It's really not about size or, you know, strength. It's mostly about heart and the ability, you know, of that partnership to take place.
We're here with Johan at the Fork Farm, and he's in charge of the sporting clays.
Yeah, we have a great 5 stand here. Fantastic for beginners. In this sporting clays world, we big time growing on a lot of new shooters coming into this. And fantastic place to do it here. When you open your arms, we're gonna put it in the pocket right there. Okay? Hold on to the gun, grab onto the gun. There you go. Lower the gun, keep your head on the stock, okay? Coming up from the bottom, go to it, bang. When that target, we try to read the target. This target comes up and it slows down. It almost stops, but it's not stopping. By the time it slows down, it's dropping already.
Okay.
But we are so close so you can shoot right at that target, okay?
So as soon as it slows down is when I want to hit.
That's when you, yeah.
Oh,
You're
okay.
patient. It's coming to you. Why would we shoot it too early? All right. You want to try it one more time? One shell. Ready, on your call.
I got it! Woohoo! And when all the excitement is over, the arena is empty, the stable is quiet, the guns put away. Could it be the best part?
There is a real peace to sit in a barn and to sit in the breezeway. And eventually, when you sit there long enough and you start thinking, the horse will probably stick his head out of the stall and look at you. That's an inner peace that you get with yourself. And you'll find yourself talking to them without another person around, just having a conversation one-on-one with them.
Jim, we know exactly what you mean.